Mohan from Bank of America Securities. Very good to see you, Wamsi. Thanks for joining us. So what are you expecting with the product launch exactly?
Thanks for having me, Wilfred. Yeah, so we're expecting, as you mentioned, an update to the iPad line. The iPad mini hasn't been refreshed in a couple of years, so it's about time to do that. On the high end, we expect the iPad Pro to have a refresh with a better display using mini LEDs, which means better contrast, better color gamut. And that's part of the lineup that really needs a refresh, given last year through the pandemic, they saw extremely strong growth in the iPad line. We're going to start comping that in the June quarter of this year. So we've got one more quarter, the March quarter, where it's going to be very strong, and then you're going to have these very tough comps. So it comes at a good time to sort of a much needed time to sort of offset some of the comps that you would see in that time frame. We also expect that we would get some news around AirTags. That's a new exciting class of products. There's some evidence already in iOS in Find My features, where you can now find items. So I think that's a very likely thing to be announced. And AirPods could see a refresh as well.
I mean, new products aside, do you think the share price will find some pressure this summer, in fact, even this spring, as we do get into those tougher comp periods?
Yeah, well, it's a good question. When you look at sort of what the stock has done over the last, call it 7-8 months, it's really underperformed from a broader market standpoint. And when you look at the reasons for that underperformance, you had the catalyst of a 5G cycle last year. That's sort of behind us. You had the biggest quarter that Apple reported a huge beat in, and yet shares are relatively down post that quarter. So as you look forward over here over the next, call it 6 to 9 months, there isn't another big product cycle expectation. Yes, there's a continuation of 5G, and that's going to be good. It's not really going to have a material downtick from an iPhone perspective, but driving material upside to estimates, that's going to be challenging, especially because the comps are going to be tough, not just in iPad and in Mac, but really on the services side. The services saw a huge benefit from the App Store growth, particularly during the pandemic. We're going to be comping that as well. So it's the relative capping of the upside to numbers that's going to be a problem for the stock to really break out. And there is no new sort of significant enough product that anyone's expecting at the moment that should drive shares materially higher from these levels.
What about Facebook, Wamsi, which is very much out there, this war, which is in a way being fought on PR grounds, but also starting to damage Facebook where it hurts? Where does this go, and what are the implications for Apple?
From an Apple perspective, Sarah, what's interesting is that Apple has been on the right side of privacy from a big tech perspective. And what Apple is doing is really enabling customers to have the option to say, I understand how my data is being used. There are a lot of people, particularly younger folks, who might not either be aware or might not care. But it's just corporate responsibility to some degree to make sure that people understand the risks that are associated with the data aggregation, whether or not they have the option to opt in or opt out of that. And so to some degree, I think Apple's doing something that partly is self-serving, right? They do want their own product usage to be boosted, whether you use Maps, which is more secure, or Safari that they claim is more secure. It is self-serving to some degree, but at the same time, it also shows you that it is one company that is actually coming out relatively unscathed in this privacy battle, where the fight for data has become very proliferous. You've got so many people who are looking at various elements of this data economy and trying to monetize those, whereas Apple is saying, we're going to use our products really to capture revenue. We're not really going to use the data. We're not going to sell this data. So they're not opposed to the ad model per se, but they want to limit it. So I think to some degree, the debate really for Apple is whether or not consumers have a choice. And I think that that's the right thing to do from their perspective. And it really helps them make sure that their products are well differentiated relative to competitors.
Wamsi, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.